East, West. Who's coming out?
Yeah, I know. This is tough. I got the Suns. We're on the West. I got Suns. I got Suns.
You're a Laker fan?
I know, but Chris, it's unbiased. I gotta be unbiased. I think Chris Paul has a chip.
Down to 2, down to 1. It's game. Yes!
MC Cannibal, rap Hannibal. Here to change the game, mainframe, all y'all programmable. Coaching on tracks, balling like a paper like Phil. I'm on BS if real, my rhymes convict them hell.
Welcome to the Faithful Fan Show. I am your host, Tony Cook. I am joined today by Faithful Fan Show regular. Welcome back, Hot Take Titan, Matt Robinson.
Hey, good to be back. Good to be back.
Yo, and Corey may jump in later. He's handling daddy duties right now, but he may jump in later. We gotta chop it up about this NBA Finals action. I didn't know if there was gonna be an NBA Finals. Someone actually going to the NBA Finals tonight. I thought there might be a Game 7. Me and Matt were talking off the show. We wanted a Game 7.
Wanted a Game 7.
But you know what? Chris Paul said, nah, I'm going to drop 40 on him.
Hey, Chris Paul came to play. I think he realized, like, yo, this might be my last shot to get there. And he left it all out there tonight.
Yeah, he did. Most definitely. And you know what? I know everyone wants to see Chris Paul, if not win a championship, at least get over that hump. He it seems like, injuries have haunted every one of his seasons where he got close. He's good. I'm happy for him. He's got a good squad too. Honestly, they might take it all.
I think they're going to do it.
They might take it all. They have the most complete squad that's not injury ridden. You know what I mean? It looks like
they're healthy.
And my good buddy Adrian Dixon, he called it a while back. We were all like Lakers. Hey, this is before they eliminated the Lakers though. So I'm like, Suns, really? Look at how they did us. Look at how they did the Clippers. Man.
Yeah.
So Matt, you watched the game.
I watched it.
What were your feelings about, I want to say, like Paul George, Pat Beverly? It got a little physical at the end, a little chippy. Booker talking mess to the crowd. Was Pat Beverly, that was wilding, right? What are you doing pushing Chris Paul in the back like that, bro?
Okay, so
he an old man. Like that's dirty, man.
I think it's dirty, but Pat Beverly's been playing like that for years. That's how we know Pat Beverly's name. He got an $11 million contract because he's been doing that for years.
Do that.
But it's marketing. You know what I mean? He's like the bad, like, the enforcer that's no longer in the NBA. You used to have like the Charles Oakleys, the Horace Grants. They were the enforcers. Usually they were big man. Pat Beverly's not a big man, but that's the kind of attitude and spunk
that bad boy Pistons vibe.
Yeah.
It was fun to watch. He got his little cross and went to the bucket on Chris Paul and stared him down. I don't know if you saw.
Pat Beverly did Pat Beverly thing.
He was getting busy, but in the end, the Suns just had a little too much. Kawhi went down for the Clippers. Paul George put up a good fight. They had some good role players stepping up. Reggie Jackson. Shout out Reggie Jackson.
Honestly, I think the difference, yes, Chris Paul went off tonight, not to discredit him, but Jay Crowder, he hit 6 threes, 6 big threes. Every time they had or every time the Clippers were starting to build momentum, he was knocking them down, and keeping them out. So everybody stepped up today on the Suns.
And you know what? They even had a guy that was unsuspected come in and hit a couple threes. Dario Saric.
Yeah.
In the first half, he came in super unsuspected, hit some threes. They had a bunch of role players just doing their thing. Shout out Suns. But I wanted to chop it up with you and talk about this Scottie Pippen situation.
Hey.
Before we get too deep into the finals and all this NBA, let's talk about the shenanigans. He's in the wrong, right? Like, he's doing way too much.
I'm 100% in the wrong, because the reason why I feel that way is because he's had a number of years to put out this information that he never did. The only time he started putting out the information is because the internet has been cruel to Scottie Pippen a lot lately. And I think when he made his comment about Durant, it was like the straw that broke the camel's back. Now he was out of pocket. And you're a Bulls fan.
So everything that's happened with Scottie Pippen and the Bulls. You know what I mean? And true. The documentary, Michael Jordan's documentary, did him dirty. Like, I feel like they kind of did him a disservice.
Hold on.
They did him dirty, right? He has a right to feel sour.
But does he though? Because he signed up for it. Like when he got the script and he got to look at it, and I know it was scripted. At least the conversations were scripted because the end. When they were talking about how Dennis Rodman couldn't sit down for an interview, that information went out there, right? Yeah. So if it's scripted and you sat down and you looked at the script, you knew that was a part of the script. You knew that storyline was there. And what did you do? You signed off and said, yeah, I'm a part of it. You could have, before you even agreed to take the interview, said, nah, I don't want this to be discussed, right? Then him and Mike would have had their phone call or whatever it was. But that's not what it was. That's not the case. The case is, I want to come out now and be butthurt. But you're only butthurt because, one, everybody's been on him about the future stuff, right? That's got to be hard. Two, he's been stepping in it lately about his commentary on the game recently. He talked a lot about LeBron in the past,
Yeah, but I think that's where I think even the players around the league started to see, Pippen's kind of out of pocket right now. Like, what's going on?
Pippen is tripping. I think Pippen is tripping, right?
I don't know, bro. I don't know. I think he's out of pocket. For the most part, I knew it was going to get lit when he started coming at KD like, bro. KD was out there giving it everything he had. And when he said, so you're the one that was too sick and you got all upset, didn't want to play. But why was it? Because of his contract?
Who, Scottie?
Yeah, Scottie Pippen. Did he sit out a game because he sat out because he was sick? He was
Scottie Pippen. So the thing was
hot because the Kukoc shot.
Yeah, I was gonna say he didn't get the last shot, so he sat on the bench. He waited until the season to get his surgery. The things like, but that's the past. That's the 90s. Everybody's been past that. There's no reason to bring that back up. Also, if he was mad about the documentaries, mad at Jordan for how he put the documentary, it's still been one whole year. You had all the time to speak. Not only did you have the time to speak, like in that time frame, you also had the time to speak during your interview, right? Yeah. Unless they really cut out a lot of solid stuff that you said in there and just pieced that together. All right, then maybe they played you. But then you had a year to bring up your gripe about that. You were supportive of the documentary when it came out last year.
But I think he did have some comments on Twitter as it was dropping. Like his episode dropped and he was kind of I think he was mad at the edit, bro. I don't think they showed him the final cut. Okay. But we're gonna move on from Pippen. It was funny though. He got lit up this week.
He did.
He got lit up this week. Off the Suns Clipper game. Paul George, after this, besides this game, the last couple games, he balled out, bro. He kind of did his thing without, he's played better without Kawhi than he has in the past like 2-3 years, with a co-star. Is this because, Paul George, we need you to just take all the shots. No more thinking about it. You the guy. What was it, Matt? What was it?
If you've tracked Paul George's career, that tracks well, right? When he was in Indiana, he was the guy. He had volume shots, and Paul George is a volume shooter. He takes time to get in rhythm. So as you've seen, when he does have a co-star and he doesn't get the volume shots, especially not early, he's not as effective. We don't get that playoff P, as they call it, or that killer instinct Paul George that we were used to seeing when he was in Indiana. Because remember, he came out in Indiana and established himself as that. The injury took him away for a few years.
In the playoffs,
yeah. And so I think that's just this is the Paul George we know, right? So what I would say, he's got to improve on his off-ball skills. He's got to improve on, finding how to get in rhythm without taking shots early. But I think, honestly, I don't think he's deserved the hate he's got. But Charles Barkley said it best: they're gonna hate you until you win one. When you're at that level, so.
But okay, has he silenced his critics though? Like, because I would honestly say he's been unfairly battered online. I would honestly say because his past constructive criticism and critique, like saying that he falls short in the playoffs, niggas got all kind of like nicknames for him. Way off P, pandemic P. Like I've been hearing a lot of them. I didn't even hear all these until he started playing well. I'm like, dang, people have been doing him dirty. How do you think with this performance in the playoffs people can shut up about him not being, ready for the moment and him not being a superstar. He's fallen off. No, I think he still got it, right?
He definitely still got it. I think he's the respect around the league, but online, nah. Critics are gonna be critics online, and like they roasted him. If Drake can get it, look, I tell you, if Drake can be the most sought after dude online in the memes, anybody can get it. Like,
I was like just feeling bad because I was like, damn, like this the same dude that in the Olympics broke his leg up. He had the sympathy card. When did it flip? When did it flip? Oh, you know what? When Damian Lillard hit that yes, that was when everything flipped. That was when everything flipped, honestly. But okay. So we got the Suns. They're there. They're there. This other series we got going on the East. Everything's real weird. It's interesting. This season has been interesting. A couple episodes ago, Matt, I asked you, dog, is it this quick turnaround? Why is everyone getting injured? Are you gonna double down on that, Matt?
I'm double down. Okay, let's talk about.
We gotta talk about
Let's
that,
talk
bro.
about the Giannis. We'll start with the Giannis, most recent. Giannis, if you saw the play, that's a freak play. I don't care if you had full rest or no rest.
Yes.
He had like the way that was, he landed on him and landed to his knee. That's gonna happen no matter what. So you can't blame that on whatchamacallit. Trae Young, again, that's just a unfortunate event.
Very true, very true. Still all within the realm of uncontrollable. Like he couldn't have done nothing to, they weren't wear and tear accidents. They weren't wear and tear accidents.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Capella, would you call Capella's a wear and tear, or would you say anytime?
Wait, 1 moment. We got someone else joining the room. We got Young Star joining the room. Come on in, Steez. Come on in, baby. We talking basketball. We talking about how this season has kind of been wrecked by the quick turnaround. There's a lot of injuries. Matt thinks it's kind of like, freak accidents. I say LeBron was kind of a freak accident. Antetokounmpo, kind of a freak accident. Trae Young,
freak accident.
Players like Jamal Murray, though. What up, Steve?
But that's one.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, faithful fans, say what's up to Young Steez.
What's going down?
Dog, you just watched the game?
Hell yeah, I watched the game.
You in here collecting money or what? You collecting the bag?
Man, that was nice. I needed that rebound.
So, Star, before like we're gonna intro you in, tell us what kind of bets you put up right now, like the parlay you ran for this last Suns Clipper game, so they can know what was going on, what you was over at the edge of your seat watching the game for.
I actually didn't even watch the game.
You did. You watched it on your phone though, right?
I watched the scores here and there, but I mean, after the first quarter, I saw what was going down.
Oh, so you was blind? You just placing bets off the flow, just off the flow.
So the first bet I did a race to 10. So the first team to score 10 had the Suns.
Okay.
And then I just flipped that into the in-game money line Suns. And
so you basically saw how it was going. Paul George wasn't doing what he was doing the games before.
I just saw Suns came out ready this time. It wasn't like last game. Last game, they was going back and forth. You could kind of tell Suns had a little dominance on in that first quarter, and then it was just wear them down, and then they was going to spread it.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, Star doesn't just bet the unders and the overs. My dog, he goes quarter to quarter and does different bets. He's all in it. He's an expert with this stuff. If you ever want to know, just holler at the kid if you want to bag in the betting game. But we're going to move right. Star, we were talking about the season and the quick turnaround and how the injuries.
Man.
Like Matt is on. He's doubling down and saying a lot of these injuries are, they're kind of like they're okay. Someone rolls over on LeBron's ankle. Someone rolls over on Antetokounmpo. No one can do nothing about that. It's not wear and tear. It's not like people overexerting themselves. How do you feel about it? Is the quick turnaround hurt these playoffs, or do you think it's just the way it goes, the way the dice roll?
I mean, I think there's a lot of freak injuries, but I think it's just, definitely that shortened season. I mean, that shortened time between season to season. I think that definitely made a difference. You mean just everybody's wearing down.
All
Anybody
the
that
teams
gets
are
play
battered.
time.
Nah, I can't give y'all that. You know why I can't give you that? Because we talking superstars, right? We talking the superstars. That's what the comment was. LeBron said the superstars are because of shortened season. So these are players who are above and beyond. They should have had above and beyond postseason workout, right?
Okay.
So let's take them back to the generations before. We don't even. I ain't even gonna take it back to Jordan because I know that's what you're gonna say. Oh, I always going back to Jordan. Let's go back to the Kobe era when they was playing in the Olympics. They had just as short of a season. And those Olympic players coming back the next season did not experience injuries like they experienced them at this rate today. So I don't believe it's a duration thing. It can't be.
Think about it. You have to say Anthony Davis is a duration thing. You have to.
Anthony Davis
wasn't ready.
When was the last time he's played a full season anyways?
When we won the championship?
He didn't play the full year.
Yeah, true.
Okay, but the thing with the Olympics is it's a full team that's playing half in, half out. You know, you're going 5 in, 5 out. You ain't playing 40 minutes, 42 minutes a night. So those players that are really putting those minutes in are the ones that are really, you know, you see them. You see the Trey Youngs, the Antetokounmpos. Like, these are ones that aren't just always getting injured. Something's going on where they're putting in a lot of minutes in a little bit of time.
And they are. We have to say
they are.
They're
but I'm
playing
saying,
the starters this year in the playoffs, bro. They're
playing like they played all year. But even so, the injuries that I've seen in the playoffs, they don't look like wear and tear. They look like, man, you stepped on somebody's foot. That's gonna happen anytime.
Yeah.
All rest, no rest. You know, that doesn't. Most of it is those kind of injuries. They're not Jamal Murray. Yeah, you can call that. They're not. It's not even injuries where it's like, oh, he kind of got hit or kind of hit the floor. And he, you know, bruised spatula or whatever.
And with that being said, okay, go ahead. What were you gonna say, Steve?
I was gonna say you don't even see like any type of consistency with all these people getting injured. It's a lot more than normal. And we don't know how their offseason was this time. They was away from their families for 3-4 months. You know, they wasn't just getting back to work. I promise you it wasn't a regular offseason for most of these people. They was going, spending time, taking time off, and actually just getting that time with their family after being gone for that long.
And that's why people came in looking like James Harden. They were not ready. But everyone said, even Draymond Green, he said AD, oh, he's not in shape. Like everyone was saying, like when they played Anthony Davis, oh, he's not in shape. And that's a good point, though. It could just be because, I played, or we took 4 months off, didn't know what we were going to do. And we spent
that wouldn't be because of the duration of the offseason.
No, very
true.
That
would be because they changed their routine, their whatchamacallit.
But it's the quick turnaround. Normally they get that 2 weeks or whatever. But now, since it's such a quick turnaround, how much time do you really get to spend with your family? You got to make a sacrifice.
How quick was the turnaround? When was the finals?
I think it was 2 months.
It was 70 days, exactly.
Right? 70 days. So a little over 2 months, bro, before they had to start training again. Yeah. That's not much, bro.
But they had 70 days in the off season, a 70-day off season.
Yep.
I thought it was a 90-day or 86-day or something like that.
70 days from the last game of the finals to the first game.
Point. The Lakers and the Heat, the Lakers and Heat could have, I'm so worn down and tired. Because you also remember they had a break last season. So they didn't play from October all the way through till the end. They had a long break to rest and sit and recoup and all of those things.
So we couldn't so it's not fully wear and tear, but it had the mix up of the schedule. You have to say kind of mess with people's schedule, mess with their training off season. It messed up the off season in some way. It messed up their regimen. But we're talking injury.
I can give y'all that. Part.
We're talking injury. What do we think about this Giannis Antetokounmpo injury? Do we think I just heard that there's no structural damage to his knee or whatever. But does that mean he plays next game? Does that mean he plays? Like,
if he plays, he's not going. I don't think he's going to be the same. Structural damage or not, when you get those pulls, those tweaks in the knees and ankles, it's just not the same, dog.
Yeah. And especially if he doesn't have a jumper. He's got to go to the basket and try to dunk on you every time.
Yeah, like a bruised foot is different than a pulled muscle in your knee.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not even comparable. Like what Trae Young's injury is. Like you seen Harden, you seen Conley. Like they didn't have structural damage, but that wasn't the same.
Now, Matt, you were one of the people that also, I think you had the Bucks going to the finals. Do you still have, like, do you feel with the injury, do you feel like he's going to play next game? And do you feel like the Bucks still have a shot, even like with or without him, he's injured. So do you think they still have a shot to make the finals?
I absolutely do think they have a shot to make it to the finals. But I think Atlanta has the equal shot. If Trae Young is not playing and Giannis is not playing, we back to an even game. Actually, I still think Milwaukee's supporting cast is much better. So I think Milwaukee's better if neither superstar is playing. So
it's tough.
I think that it really comes down to what Middleton's going to do. If Middleton steps up, because I wrote a stat. I read a stat this morning that when Middleton scores 30 plus, the Bucks are undefeated in the postseason. Right. So it's when he takes because he's been closing out games.
But it's usually at home. So the good thing is that they got home court advantage. Like they got the last. If it goes to a game 7, Middleton's gonna be at home at least. You know. But I was picking Bucks. I was picking Bucks to go to the finals. But in the Trae Young thing, he was jumping around on the sideline like he's not really injured. I feel like he's playing for sure next game. I don't know. My hands are up in the air for that one. I want Giannis to get in there, but now that he's injured, I don't really care about the East no more. Corey, who do you think's going to win this series?
I mean, I definitely think the home team's going to win the next 2 games, and then that 7th game, I think that's going to be a toss-up, depending on who's injured, who's not. I mean, if Giannis is anything less than 50%, I think it's going to be the Hawks.
Dog, if they put him out there less than 50%, the trainers are jacked. They're like, bro.
Well, damn, you saw what we did with AD.
Oh, I know.
AD might have been 10%.
Oh, no, you're right. That was bad.
Like
Anything's possible after what we did to AD, dog. Okay.
He's much more vital.
So, we're just conceding the championship to the Suns, are we?
To the Suns?
It's the Suns championship?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Oh man, so
I don't think
even
if Giannis was full health and the Bucks got in, I think it would be a great series, but I don't know if Milwaukee's ready for what Phoenix is about to put out there.
Yeah.
It feels like their destiny this year.
Definitely.
Honestly.
Ever since the bubble last year, they've been hot since the last year bubble, dude. They have not let up. In the playoffs, they haven't really had many down points. Like they've been ball. Like it was literally just the Paul George, little flurry. But I think that's just because they let their guard down because Kawhi was out. But
everybody up their game, man. Every single person on that team is up their game.
Yeah, definitely. And what do you guys think about?
I'm low key.
Wait, go ahead.
Oh, I was saying I'm low key hating because Cameron Payne over there balling.
He was with the Bulls.
I'm low key hating.
Wait, did the Bulls actually draft him before he went to OKC?
The Bulls drafted him, and we said, "Nah, he trashed. Let's get him out of here." Now look at him.
Quick though, y'all didn't even give him a full year, did you?
I think we gave him 1 year, or no.
He was over at OKC.
Yeah, he was going early. Yeah.
Because this is what his 3rd season, right?
Yeah.
Dog, he's nice too. He's cold.
Over there balling. So
he's a great backup. But that's how. Imagine how his Laker fans feel. Every single person that leaves balls.
Really, that's how it goes. And they were all showing off in the playoffs too. Clarkson, Randall was not Randall, not in the playoffs.
Yeah, not in the playoffs.
Randall in the playoffs was trash. But can we all say now that Brandon Ingram is Brandon Ingram better than Ben Simmons? I know this is the total left question, but since we're talking about players that performed and like players that left the Lakers,
Brandon Ingram is better than Kyle Kuzma. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Now Ben Simmons 100%. Though? Ben Simmons is still better even with no shot? No.
Ben Simmons' defense is off the chain, dog.
It is. He's like Scottie Pippen. He's like Scottie. He's ridiculous. Corey, since you were here, me and Matt were talking about Scottie Pippen, so I want you to weigh in on this. I need you to weigh in on this, dog. Hey,
Wait,
he's
the
out of
racist
pocket,
comment?
right? Huh? He's
You're
out of
talking
pocket.
about the racist comment, right?
That and what he said
Everything.
about how he tried to come at KD. He's out of pocket all around, right?
I don't think I caught what he. I don't think I caught what he said to KD.
Okay, before we go to the racist comments on Phil Jackson, he like said something about, oh, KD needs to try to win with his team. He tried to win that on that last shot. He should have used his team more as opposed to putting all on himself. And then KD fired at him on Twitter and said, "Oh, is this the same dude who got mad and didn't play when Phil Jackson?"
Oh yeah, I did see that.
So he's out of pocket everywhere, right? Pippen?
Yeah, I mean, you can have your opinion there. I mean, it is what it is. Like that honestly, I was in the heat of the moment. If it would have been like later on in the season, I don't even think KD would have responded.
True.
But I mean, he said it right after they lost. Like,
Yeah.
damn, dog.
I was like, yo, and Phil Jackson racist?
Dog, that's sketch. First of all, did you see him with his teammates like in the 70s? Dog, Phil Jackson looked like he might have been light skinned back then.
Because okay, Pippen would know that was his coach, but you got to give us more than you let Kukoc shoot, bro.
Pippen is
Yeah,
salty.
Pippen don't even
Like,
shoot.
So what about all the other times in his whole life that it wasn't Tony Kukoc shooting? It was Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant or Shaq.
Could it just be that Kukoc can shoot a three with a couple seconds left and Pippen is not a perimeter shooter? Like,
And Kukoc hit it, right? Kukoc
they
made
won!
it.
he hit it. Yeah, he hit it.
They won!
He hit it.
That was sketch. That's a sketch statement to say.
He's
If he would
racist.
have like airballed it, if he would have airballed it, it'd be like, all right, yeah, that was a weak call. But he made it. He made the right call.
Yeah, dog.
Yep.
What is going on? So I needed to hear what you had to say about Pippen. You saw what Pat Beverly did pushing on. Did you see the highlights of him pushing?
Yeah, I saw that.
Down?
I did.
Crazy,
see that.
right?
But
But
he's a
like
punk.
that is Pat Beverly, but you pushing an old man in the that could have hurt Chris Paul. He literally pushed him to the ground, dog. That was pretty crazy.
He should have got fired on right then and there.
I know Suns wasn't about it though.
Somebody on the Suns should have just
Took off.
one time. Somebody from the bench.
Yeah, they ain't gonna play. They ain't gonna
Exactly.
play. But hey, Booker just looked at him like, "What the heck?"
Yeah, Booker can't risk that though.
Oh
I was
yeah,
like,
you're right.
yeah.
That's what Beverly wanted to happen.
Yep,
Beverly
ruin
wanted
their finals.
But so, gentlemen, we all have the Suns winning the finals for sure.
Yep.
I appreciate you both coming in. Corey, I know you had daddy duties and everything, but I appreciate you popping in and
Hold
enjoying
up, before we bounce, I want to ask Corey about what's your thoughts on your new starting quarterback's workouts?
Wait, what? I missed it.
Jameis?
I missed it.
You're talking about Jameis?
Yep.
Dog. This is just gonna be a sad season. I'm honestly, I'm just gonna be watching all the games. Like I'm just getting the package this time. I'm not watching no Saints games.
Oh my god! Sorry, don't do that. Don't do that, dog.
Dog, this is about to be painful, bro.
It's just James. They gonna do a lot of Taysom Hill packages, and go along.
Yeah, I know. No, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I mean, Jameis is like a Fitzpatrick, right? He can't be no worse than a Fitzpatrick. Hey,
if we go 9-7, I'll be super happy.
You mean 10-7?
Oh yeah,
game now.
Oh yeah, it's extra game.
I have.
If we go 9-8, I'll be happy.
I have faith in y'all's coach. Y'all got a good coach. He's honestly real good at scheming up offensive plays because he did it a whole couple seasons when Drew Brees hasn't really been like super crazy, right? You know what I mean?
He hasn't been, but he's still solid.
Yeah, he still make an accurate pass.
But no,
He's not gonna throw
the
pick
thing
six.
is, Drew Brees' mind, you know what I mean? His body may not have been able to do what he wanted to do, but the way he was processing the game is elite. Like Jameis is not to process the game like that.
Dog, Jameis definitely gonna have 20 picks.
Probably.
But Michael Thomas might have the most yards he's ever had in his life.
He might have the most yards he ever had in his life, or he might be hurt. His ribs might be beat up because Winston not throwing him in the gap.
No, so Matt, we have to talk about how y'all traded up and wasted all y'all resources to get Justin Fields, and Dalton's going to be the starting quarterback.
No, Justin Fields is starting, dog.
I think that's all smoke and mirrors. But
So y'all think
I don't
at
think
week 1, if you had to put money on it, they ain't gonna throw Dalton out there.
Yes, they are because they're stupid.
No, I think week 1 for sure, but at the end of the day, he might finish that game.
Of course, give him. Okay, but it's just interesting. Does that mean he doesn't look ready? What does that mean?
I don't think it has anything to do with that. I think it's just Nagy's style.
True. He did the same thing with Trubisky. You're right. Absolutely right.
You know, through camp, we heard Trubisky was the better quarterback than Glennon. Glennon comes in, throws 4 picks. Trubisky comes in, and we all know what happened that season, right?
Yeah.
So I think it'll be similar arc.
Yeah, it's a better setup for the Rook.
I feel like anybody that has a competitive team has to do that. I mean, unless you're like the Bengals or somebody, that's when you throw your rookie in first game, first play, first snap.
Hey, what else are we gonna do? Like what's the name? Lawrence.
Exactly.
Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence is gonna get out there.
Yeah,
of course.
They
have to.
Even though Urban Meyer, look, if Trevor Lawrence does not start his first game, Urban Meyer's fired before the end of the year.
Really? He got more pull than that right now. They gave him too much control.
Bruh, if he does not start Trevor Lawrence, he's already starting off as the worst coach in history.
That'd be that'd be such a waste of a pick. The most sought after pick in the past 2 years. It's literally they've just been waiting.
Yeah, so if he makes that decision, he's gonna make a whole bunch of other dumb decisions, and he'll be out. Like, no, that's not happening. That's not happening.
Tebow's gonna be one of the top 5 Titans.
Oh my god,
Tebow's not making the squad.
He's gonna make the squad.
You don't think so?
Tebow's making the squad, Matt.
I think, okay, with Urban Meyer, the way Urban Meyer's running things, yeah, he's gonna make the squad because he wants Tebow in there as a motivator. But I don't.
He ain't gonna I was joking. I was trolling. He's not gonna be a top 5 tight end. He's gonna be more like he'll probably be a red zone. Like, what do they do? The Wildcat. Do you
think he'll be successful at whatever they use him at?
No, not on the field.
Do you think this is gonna work?
He's gonna be a player coach, dog. He's gonna be a player coach.
Yeah, I like that. I think they might try him. They might try to get him in the end zone, and they're gonna see. Oh, it's been how many years since he played? And that's gonna be
to make a good story.
Like, they're gonna try to get him in the end zone. They're gonna try to get him in the end zone. And he's gonna get blown up.
He's gonna be with the team the year after as a coach for sure.
Yeah, I agree. They're just trying to see how he does in the locker room as a voice in the locker room.
Yeah,
gentlemen,
Garrett Dudley.
Thank you, Matt, because we needed to talk a little football too. It's been a minute since we've been together. This was an NBA packed show because there's a lot of stuff going on. I appreciate both y'all for tuning in with me, talking to the fans a little bit, giving them your calculated opinions. Matt, do you have anything to say to the fans before we wish them good night?
As a hot take Titan, I think I'm obligated to say the Hawks are going to win against the Bucks, and they're going to defeat the Suns in 4. I'm joking.
Damn, dog.
I'm joking.
I was like, did you just say the Suns is going to win, bro?
I'm joking.
No, that'd be a hot.
For the fans.
That'd be
nothing today for the fans, but next time.
Got some hot takes next time. Star, what do you got for the fans before we get out of here? Any words of wisdom?
Just appreciate y'all. Go Suns. Now that we out, I mean, at least we lost to the champs.
Exactly. So. That's how I feel. At least we lost to the champs. We're gonna wrap this up. Suns probably wrap it up in probably 6. Depending on who they play.
I think gentlemen sweep.
Oh, 5.
Yeah.
It's Suns year. Okay. Well, faithful fans, thank you for tuning in with us. Corey, Matt, thank you for tuning in with me. Hey, tell Scruff I said what's up.
Cashew, get out of here.
Cashew. All right, faithful fans, until next time. Dun, 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 dun.
Pain going hard with the venom. Shot so much, man, I think I need a lay. I need a lay in the pain going hard with the venom. I need a lay so much, man, I think I need a lay. Animal, MC Cannibal, rap Hannibal. Here to change the game, mainframe, all y'all programmable. Coaching on tracks, balling like a paper like Phil. I'm on BS and real, my rhymes convict and heal. A world blind, my lines a red pill, real. Ball like I've been here, rookie in his prime. Focus like Jordan the second time. Kobe in playoff times, you know believe when I drop. Call for it, can't link up in the blaze, I'll spit. Mojito, circle loose, stroke magic. Rhymes over all y'all like dirt for two. Rookie in the game, insane, coming for you. GGB